for coming. Thank you for coming. We also have Dr. Tola Ajayi. She just misses, okay? Well, her husband is a doctor. Okay, stand in for doctor. Thank you for coming, ma. Am I supposed to read all these names? Don't look at me like Jack. Is she here? Dr. John Orulu. Dr. John Orulu. Thank you for coming. Adewumi tell me, Mr. and Mrs. Well, I have a long list here, and I don't think we would be able to call all the names of our beautiful women on the high table. Pardon me, please. So, we'll just, as you know, this is a Vanguard event. It's an annual event hosted by the Vanguard Women's Desk. And this year, Vanguard is 40. And so this is going to be a very special event. It's part of our activities marking our 40th anniversary in Vanguard. Vanguard, this is like a family paper. It started off as a family paper, actually, a weekly family paper. And we have kept to tradition, a tradition as a women-oriented paper. And issues concerning women has always been on the front corner of Vanguard. This is also part of our keeping the tradition. Over the years, we've had very popular pages, columns that have been running for years. And some of you will know Trina Quinta, Lipstick, which Mrs. Tyree took over from doing. Woman's Zone, which is still running. We also have a very topical women and human interest stories in the Vanguard. So, as I said, this event is part of Vanguard. So we'll just go into our lineup of events so that we can hurry up. We'll have time to take all our 3 sessions. So Mrs. Tyree, the woman editor, will be stepping in for Mr. Eze Anaba. That's our editor, the editor of Vanguard newspapers. So she'll be taking both the opening remark and the welcome address together. Mrs. Tyree, please.
Thank you, Mrs. Tyree. Thank you, everyone, for honoring us this morning. Honorable Commissioner, Mrs. Paula Shade Ambrose-Bebejen. She has been a friend of the house for a long time. The first female engineer, president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers in Nigeria, is among us. You're welcome. Some of them are used to it, and some of them are shy. I welcome you. I thank you all for being here. Ms. Dr. I did it again. Mrs. Ajayi. You're welcome. This year, it has been a tough year for this country. It's been a year full of uncertainty and a bit of pain. And there's no time more than now that the country needs her women. But these women take care of everybody else. They do not take care of themselves. And we have decided today to look out for our own interests and talk about the issues that affect us that nobody else is talking about. The editor, Mr. Eze Anaba, is unavoidably absent. He's, like maybe said, we are in the plans are in top gear to celebrate the 40th anniversary, and he is unavoidably absent. I give him your regards. I know that he would have loved to be here. I thank you very much for coming, and I declare the conference open. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Terry. So we'll go, next on our list is the chairman's opening speech. And we have no other beautiful, intelligent, articulate woman than engineer Margaret Aino Oguntala, FNSC, first female president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. He is the first president of the association.
You know that Nigeria, the giant of Africa, is also home to some of the most formidable women on the continent? Oh yes, Nigerian women are a force to be reckoned with. This video will uncover some of the most surprising facts about Nigerian women, counting down from the least to the most astonishing. So, get ready to be amazed. Number 10, Nigerian women are entrepreneurs at heart. A recent report by the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor revealed that Nigeria has the highest number of female entrepreneurs in the world. Yes, you heard right. In a country where the strength of women is often underestimated, they are boldly carving out their space in the business world. Number 9, Nigerian women are not just business savvy, they are also highly educated. The country boasts the highest number of black women with PhDs globally. This fact is a testament to the resilience and determination of Nigerian women to break barriers in a society that often attempts to limit them. Number 8. Did you know that Nigeria has the highest number of female writers in Africa? From the legendary Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie to the award-winning Lola Shoneyin, Nigerian women are leading the charge in the literary world, creating narratives that resonate with people from all walks of life. Number 7. Nigeria is home to the first African woman to win a Nobel Prize. That's right, environmental activist Wangari Maathai, who was of Nigerian descent, won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2004 for her contribution to sustainable development, democracy, and peace. Number 6. In the realm of politics, Nigerian women are making their mark. Nigeria has one of the highest proportions of female parliamentarians in Africa, a fact that contradicts the common narrative of women being sidelined in politics. Number 5. Nigerian women are also pioneers in the film industry. The first woman to produce a film in Nigeria was a woman, paving the way for more women to take up roles in the male-dominated industry. Number 4. Nigerian women are breaking records in the world of sports. Did you know that the first African woman to win a gold medal at the Olympics was a Nigerian? Number 3. In the medical field, Nigerian women are making significant strides. Nigeria produced the first female neurosurgeon in sub-Saharan Africa, further solidifying the country's status as a powerhouse of female trailblazers. Number 2. Nigeria is home to the first woman to drive a car in the country. This might seem like a small feat today, but in a time when women were expected to stay at home, this was a revolutionary act. And the number one most surprising fact about Nigerian women: Nigeria is home to the richest black woman in the world, Folorunsho Alakija. With a net worth of over $4 billion, she surpasses even Oprah in wealth. In summary, Nigerian women are a beacon of resilience, innovation, and strength. From entrepreneurship to education, literature to politics, film to sports, medicine to driving, and even wealth creation, they continue to break barriers and redefine norms. These women are not just making a difference in Nigeria, but are also impacting the world at large. They truly embody the spirit of women empowerment. Their stories are a testament to what women can achieve when they dare to dream and work towards their goals. Indeed, the strength of a Nigerian woman is like no other.
So I mean that video was like a prompt for me. I woke up this morning and just when I was checking my messages and mails, and very unlike me, I went to check group messages. I normally don't do that in the morning because they can distract you. Yeah. And then the first one that I opened, I saw this video. And when I watched it, I thought, wow, how better can one put what is happening today? So I thought I'd like to share it with all of you here. So the video has said it all, really. But I'll still just read my speech. So very distinguished guests, let me start by recognizing the Honorable Commissioner, the lone voice on the House, as she is fondly referred to, and other members of the top table. Very distinguished panelists here today. Permit me please to recognize my Vice President, the Vice President Corporate Services of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Dr. Felicia Agobata, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers. It is with great pleasure and honor that I address you today on this auspicious occasion of the 2024 Vanguard International Women's Day celebration, themed 360 Women, Health, Wealth, Impact. Today, we gather to commemorate the International Women's Day and celebrate the incredible achievements and contributions of women around the world. You have just seen what Nigerian women have been doing. The theme 360 Women underscores the multifaceted nature of women's roles in society, encompassing the influence on health, wealth, and impact. As we reflect on the progress made towards gender equality, it is crucial to recognize the resilience, strength, and determination of women in shaping our communities and driving positive change. Empowering women not only benefits individuals and families, but also strengthens economies and societies as a whole. Therefore, it is imperative that we collectively work towards creating an enabling environment where women can thrive, succeed, and contribute meaningfully to society. Also, this event serves as a platform to inspire and empower the next generation of female leaders. By sharing the stories of successful women, which we are going to be doing today, who have excelled in various fields, we aim to instill a sense of ambition, purpose, and confidence in our young girls, encouraging them to dream big and pursue their aspirations without limitations. Let us use this International Women's Day as a catalyst for action and change, reaffirming our commitment to advancing the rights and opportunities of women everywhere. Together, let us strive towards a world where every woman and girl can realize her full potential and contribute to building a more prosperous and inclusive society. And in going through today's Vanguard, I saw that a very revered and renowned lawyer in this country, Afe Babalola, Ari Afe Babalola,
who is also an honorary fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, had this to say on page 22 of today's Vanguard. IWD is a testament to the enduring spirit and resilience of women who have led the charge against injustice and inequality. It serves as a reminder of how far we have come and how much further we still need to go to achieve gender parity. So that's Are Afe Babadola on IWD. In conclusion, I'd like to reiterate the fact that as a woman, you can become whatever you want to be. The story in the earlier video is a testament to what women can achieve when they dare to dream and work towards their goal. The strength, according to the video, and which we all know, of Nigerian women in particular is like no other. I congratulate us all for being part of this celebration. May today's event inspire us to strive for a future where gender equality is not just a goal, but a reality for all. As I take my seat, I leave you with one question. What is your story? Thank you, and God bless.
We all have good, inspiring stories to tell. Next is the keynote address to be given by the Honorable Commissioner, Lagos State Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Investment. This is Folashade Ambrose. Honorable Commissioner, ma'am.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning. I really want us to applaud our trailblazing, esteemed Nigerian Society of Engineers President once again for sharing that with That was brilliant. And I loved the opening where it says that Nigerian women are resilient. Do we agree? Yeah. I think we all do. And I loved your closing, ma, where you said, what is our story? And I think it's important that we always all go back and reflect on that. It's a very poignant question. And I think it also starts with the position of, what is my purpose? And that's how it's worked for me. So I just really wanted to just add that to that. So before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge the President, the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Margaret Ogutala. Can we give her a round of applause? The Vice President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Mrs. Felicia Abubakar. The CEO, ABC Health, Dr. Morris Atoki. Esteemed Member, Lagos State House of Assembly, Honorable Osafile. The CEO, Nexim, Stella Okoteti. I will take your name. I'm sure my team will quickly write. Damilola, can I have the gentleman's name, please, so that I can quickly have that? He for she. Big performing. Dr. Abiola Salami, the CEO Nexim, Stella Okoteti, I can't see her here. The pharmacist Mosu Dosumu, gentlemen and ladies of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and our esteemed he for she as well. Thank you all very much. So I stand before you today, humbled and exhilarated to partake in this significant dialogue at the Vanguard International Women's Day 5th Roundtable, Nigeria's premier newspaper publication, for orchestrating this event. Vanguard has consistently played a pivotal role in ensuring that women are not just informed, but are also represented and heard in a broader narrative. Today, as we gather under the theme 360 Degrees, Health, Wealth, and Impact, which aligns with the United Nations rallying cry theme this year, Counter in, Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress. We are all reminded of the critical journey ahead in our quest for gender parity and empowerment, particularly in a world where the United Nations, according to the UN Sustainable Development Report 2023, where they predict that it will take 300 distant years to close the gender equality gap, to end child marriage, and to close legal protection gaps. Thus, achieving gender parity in leadership roles and attaining equal representation in national parliaments, it simply means that we're all called to action. The challenges ahead are daunting, but they are certainly not insurmountable. I am proud to share that our ministry, the Lagos State Ministry of Commerce, Cooperatives, Trade and Investment, has taken intentional steps to prioritize the inclusion of women as a crucial component of our core priorities, particularly in strengthening the organized private sector and the industrial sector, including nano startups and obviously women. For example, when engaging at several international women events this year, we have demonstrated our unwavering commitment to advancing gender equality, inclusion, and economic empowerment beyond just March 8th. Most importantly, and in partnership with the Women Entrepreneurs and Professional Development Network, WEPDN, the ministry, working with a number of other partners, are organizing the upcoming maiden edition of the Economic Inclusion of Women at the Grassroots tomorrow, and I hope you can all attend. It's going to be at Agidi. We would love for you to all join us there. This initiative aims to empower and inspire women from diverse backgrounds within our state, providing them with the tools and resources to thrive and scale in their businesses. I think that deserves a round of applause. Correspondingly, the Honourable Commissioner, myself, in Lagos State, and I am the founder of Women's Inspiring Impact Network, which again is a journey that I've encountered, and I'm deeply enriched by the conviction that women's empowerment is not just a moral or ethical imperative, but a fundamental cornerstone to our societal development. My engagement over the years with women from various walks of life has underscored this undeniable truth, that when women are given the tools to succeed, and when women seize the tools to succeed, they do not only elevate themselves and their families, but also their communities and by extension, the nation, our nation at large. Health is an indispensable pillar of today's theme. It is where our discourse must begin. Health, as we are sure we all agree, is indeed the foundation upon which we build our ambitions and dreams. Yet women's health issues often go underreported, underfunded, and misunderstood. Investing in women's health is not just about healthcare, it's about creating a supportive ecosystem that acknowledges and addresses the unique challenges women face. It is about ensuring access, awareness, and action as well. Our collective efforts therefore must transcend the provision of healthcare services to embrace a holistic approach that includes mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Wealth creation, the second pillar of today, is an area where persistent gender gaps challenge our progress. Economic empowerment and financial literacy for women are not just levers for individual success, but are an imperative for the economic development of our state and our dear nation. As we navigate the complexities of the global economy, the role of women as entrepreneurs, leaders, and innovators has never been more critical. My work in the ministry and through the Women Inspiring Impact Network aims to dismantle the barriers that hinder women's economic participation, focusing on an environment where women's contribution to commerce and innovation are celebrated and amplified. And most lastly, impact, the third theme of today. It's a word that resonates deeply with my vision for women empowerment. The impact is not just about the scale of what we can achieve, and trust me, the scale is infinite, isn't it, ladies? Yes. But also about the depth of our influence on the lives we touch. Through collective action and shared vision, we can create ripples of change that transforms societies. My mission has always been to inspire women to discover their best selves and achieve indelible impact. Leadership that is ethical, compassionate, and transformative. Leadership that creates more leaders. In this quest to facilitate health, wealth creation, and impact for women, The Lagos State government, under the able leadership of Mr. Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, has been investing considerable resources into initiatives designed to advance the well-being, productivity, and contributions of women to our development. This government initiatives in terms of skill, acquisition, empowerment, access to funding, and incredibly a lot more, have brought considerable benefits to women in the state. In my closing, let me reiterate that our gathering here today is more than a celebration of achievements. It's a clarion call to action. The theme, 360 degrees, health, wealth, and impact, is not just about a reflection of our aspirations, but a roadmap to our collective journey towards a more inclusive, equitable, and prosperous society. So I look forward to the insights and discussions that will emerge from today's roundtable and to the partnerships that will be forged together. Together, ladies, women, he for she's, let us all invest in women, accelerate progress, and remember, when we empower women, we empower humanity. Thank you. Igbega Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, Àjùmọ̀ṣe.
Wonderful speech. We're going into the session now. I don't want to take too much of your time. We started very late. And to take the session, able MC is now here. His name is Ayodele Adio. Mr. Adio, please come. So I'll just be easing myself out of here for that year to take you out.
Thank you very much. Good morning again to everybody. It's a pleasure to be doing this again. As she has kindly stated, we will be moving into the panel sessions right about now, and we'll be starting with the panel session on women's health that is themed Beyond the Rhetoric. This particular panel will be chaired by Dr. Maurice Atoki. Is she here? Oh, great. So I'd like to ask together to welcome the chairperson of the health session, this is Dr. Maurice Atoki. We'll welcome her off stage as she is chairing this health session.
Government create awareness for the women, especially on cancer.
I have lost parents and loved ones during the time of child delivery, and the government should look into that.
This year's International Women's Day theme, Invest in Women, accelerates progress, emphasizes the importance of investing in women's and girls' health, well-being, and empowerment across all aspects of life. Prioritizing women's health in Nigeria requires collaborative efforts from all government sectors and the establishment of a systematic mechanism to allocate limited resources effectively. Today, Nigerians discuss the critical areas the government should prioritize in women's health.
As I am now, the bag I used to buy for 1K, and it contains like 25 pieces meat and 5 one climber. It's now sold for 2,000. Now, for a family that has a girl child or 2 female children, 5 female children, for instance, and they go to that stage of puberty where they, see their period monthly, even sometimes twice in a month, depending on the child's status. How will that child and the parents of those children be able to afford it's a basic thing. As basic as sanitary pad is, how will the parents of those children be able to afford convenience? So I want the government to look into that area, because even condom is not as expensive as sanitary pad. It's not. So I want the government, let the government please look into that area so that, you know, children, their female children and those will not be exposed to different kinds of diseases. Because the truth of matter is, when you start using tissues, there are infections that come with it. When you start using clothes, they say, I'm going to look for clothes. There are diseases that come with it. So, in order for that not to happen, the government should do something about it. I think cancer, a whole lot of people are not, they don't understand what cancer means. You walk into this market, for instance, an average traditional seller does not have an idea what cancer is all about. So I think that the government should be able to create awareness and maybe send us. You know, go to the marketplaces, go to the streets.
We have to do double what the men do to achieve what we need to achieve.
And when I took over as the party chairman in my state, everybody in my state saw the difference.
The world free of discrimination is necessary to break the bias.
So if I talk about the cancer, let me talk about the breast cancer. Like we women, we actually don't check like our breast, and it's something that we are meant to do. Like maybe in the morning, just wake up in the morning, in front of your mirror, lift up your hand, start kind of checking if there's any loopholes or something like that. It's kind of a normal thing for ladies to do. It's kind of a normal thing for women to do. We women, we don't actually look into that aspect. We just believe that it's nothing. Because if sometimes it can actually avoid like having that kind of issue. Because if the person kind of checking it and found that there's kind of a little look for you, but if you go to the hospital to tell them, okay, this is actually going on, I don't know what is happening. But if you actually not even check anything and you just leave it like that, you know, you might not be able to notice something is actually going on about it. So that's what I want to say for now.
So when you look at some situation facing women in this country, it is not something to talk about. I have witnessed a lot of women die while delivering, and such a situation is not good to women folk and also the nation. So government should look into that aspect, because even me, I have lost buried some loved ones during the time of child delivery, and the government should look into that and do something urgent. It's very important.
Okay, that was an interesting box pop produced by the Vanguard team. I hope you found that interesting. Okay, so right away we'll go into the head session proper, and I'll welcome again Mrs. Dr. Maurice Atsuki, who will first deliver a small address before the panel session starts. So you put your hands together.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. And all protocols observed. Permit me to stand. Today, as we're gathered here today to celebrate International Women's Day, I think first and foremost, what we should, and I'm going to take this statement from the words by my predecessors who have spoken earlier. Beyond resilience, as we take a narrower look at health, It's not to consider health for equality when it comes to women, but for priority. It's very important that we are coherent in our voices, we are collaborative, and we understand what it means to be able to champion prioritizing women's health. We're not biologically composed as men. We suffer more by virtue of child delivery and all sorts of reproductive nuances. And so more and more, it is my charge to women to be bold enough to speak up when it comes to our health. Having said that, it is also a honor for me to address the profound interplay of health, wealth, and impact in the lives of women, especially in the gathering of today. It's a very momentous occasion to reflect on the diverse aspects of women's lives and the significant influence that we wield on health, on wealth, as well as on societal development. Health, as you would agree, is the cornerstone of well-being, encompassing physical, mental, and emotional aspects. It is the foundation upon which we build our lives, upon which we pursue our dreams, and contribute to society. Yet, for too many women around the world, particularly in disadvantaged countries and economies such as Nigeria, access to healthcare continues to remain a challenge. From inadequate resources to cultural barriers, women often face unique obstacles in accessing quality and timely healthcare. As advocates for change to this, which I am proudly of, it is our responsibility to ensure that every woman has the right to health, to dignity, and the autonomy over her body. As we consider wealth, we may bold to say that it is not just a measure of financial prosperity, but also a symbol of empowerment and independence. Economic empowerment enables women to break barriers, to pursue their passions, and create positive change in their communities. As we all know, as this gender gap continues to persist, with women facing disparities in income, access to resources, and economic opportunities. It is important for all of us gathered here today, and beyond this group, every woman that you know, we must strive together for gender equality and financial inclusion, in entrepreneurship and leadership to unlock the full potential of women as drivers of economic growth and societal progress. Finally, as we consider impact, the ripple effects of our actions, of our choices, has the power to shape the world around us. If you don't recall anything, you must know that the generation we are in is one of the most fortunate generations where the voices of women have been given audacity and have been given the largest scale in history. It therefore behoves of you and I to take advantage of this time and to also understand and agree that the leadership in men are looking out for women. They are looking out for resilient women, they are looking out for responsible women, and they are looking out for you. By harnessing our collective voices, talents, and resources, we can together address pressing challenges such as gender-based violence, such as inequality, and environmental sustainability, leaving a lasting legacy of empowerment and equality for future generations. I thank you for your esteemed attention, even as we go into the panel for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kwesi. Thank you again for the wonderful presentation. I'll just call up the other members of the panel who will be deliberating on this very important session. I'd like to welcome Fam Mosum Shosumo. Please put your hands together for her. Mrs. Tola Ajayi. And of course, Mrs. Adirunke Oyelaki, who's the president of the Child Protection Network, Lagos. This is a UNICEF-funded organization that do a lot of work in rescuing children, protecting them from domestic abuse, and all sorts. I think they're doing fantastic work in Lagos. So put your hands together for that. So I'll hand over the microphone to Dr. Atuki, who will lead the deliberations and conversations.
Thank you very much. For some reason, and I'm not sure why, we didn't actually meet before this panel, so I'm just going to use a residual knowledge and my understanding of your roles and the sector in which you play to ask you questions. And I think the first one must be generic, is to hear about your views and your position as far as Nigeria is concerned. Again, we know that Vanguard is a newspaper focused on the nation. So I would like for you as individuals in your professional viewpoint to tell us a bit about where we are as a nation in terms of driving health and addressing the challenges of health and healthcare for women, particularly as we aim to achieve the universal health coverage. So again, maybe as a reminder, the universal health coverage is access to quality health and healthcare for everyone, every human being, particularly, of course, in this case, a woman. Where do you see us as a nation, and what do you think we should be doing more of? I will start with Madam Mosomola.
Very good, thank you. I'm going to narrow that question down to what I do on a day-to-day basis. I'm a pharmacist and I specialize in menopause. Yeah, I can see the reaction, I can see everybody's face. There's a study that was done recently, and it shows that out of 220 million population in Nigeria, 49.8% are women above 45 years old, and 5% of those women know about menopause. But 75% of Nigerian women don't have knowledge about menopause. And people don't want to talk about it. The government is not doing anything. And from the little that I have done so far, you see, Nigerian women don't go to the hospital. They end up going to see pharmacists. And those that go to the hospital, doctors find it very difficult to know the signs and symptoms, and they keep treating them for malaria. And the country is not doing anything. By year 2030, 1 out of every woman is going to be menopausal. And you see, menopause is a syndrome. What I mean by a syndrome, it has collections of signs and symptoms. And when the signs and symptoms are not treated, they can get aggravated. And then it becomes an epidemic in the country. And individually, when you have, when your estrogen, your hormone level is not being balanced, you can become hypertensive, you can become diabetic, and nothing is being done about it. And you yourself as an individual, you're not aware of it. And this can get complicated. And people ask me the questions, can menopause kill? Yes, it can. You can easily die from the complications.
when you are not even aware of it, and when you don't even know how to manage it. And the rate, and every day, people are finding themselves here. And what is the government doing about it? Nothing.
Well, I feel what you feel, when we say that the government is not doing anything, sadistic, right? Yes, the government is what we should echo. And the largest thing we have is that as a nation we begin to push for scaling. Government seems to be doing things in different areas, but it's not scaled to create the level of, so that some people here don't even feel, what the government is doing at all. It's really sad, and so I feel you when you say government not doing anything at all. So again, a round of applause for perspective from our professional space. She talks to the pharmacist and she talks to us about menopause. It's a topic that is hardly spoken about, and sometimes even when the conversation starts, there's hush around us. I will go to Adelonke. You've done a lot of work in UNICEF, right? And would like you to give us a bit. We're coming from an the relationship between international partners. How impactful has that been to date, and what should we look out for in terms of these challenges that we have that seems not to be going anywhere, especially as far as healthcare is concerned? Over to you, Juan.
Okay, so we work closely with women and children particularly. But when we talk about the health services that children or women need to access, looking at the angle of the international partners, because our NGO is an initiative of UNICEF, which is Child Protection Network, and it's across the 36 states of the Federation, including FCT. But in Lagos State, you heard of UNICEF, they are focused on children, but they also understand that the children will not come on their own. They also have families. So it's very important that, for instance, the mortality rate for women, the death rate of women not even having access to healthcare services is on the increase. So what they could do, or what they did, was to find a way to help some children, particularly, to get immunized. So even for immunization, they get all those facilities given for free. Yes, at the hospitals, at different, but they work with the government. They don't work alone. They work with the government. They work with agencies already in place in different states. So what they do is that to give out some of the things that could help the children to have access to those medicines or things that would help them to, So when we talk about that, it helps the children to be able to have at least the basic immunization kits that will not cost, because it's actually free. Government is also doing their own part. But when you talk about the international funders, they see a need, that this particular need is because some children do not have access to it, maybe in the grassroots or some other localities that they don't even think immunization is any problem. So they look at the need and they provide such opportunities. So let me go to the aspect of children or women that are experience domestic violence. It's very key that some women that experience domestic violence, they also need to get healthcare services. You might be thinking that what all does domestic violence have to do with healthcare services? Majority of them, if a woman is actually raped as well, she needs to be checked. And that medical facility, that medical services is very important for such woman to be able to know the extent of the damage of what has happened to her. So what we do is that we break the link, because the link is that the NGO is there, UNICEF is there to support. But when the women come, or their children that also experience any issue with the domestic violence environment, we see that they also need to be checked. So we take the whole family for that healthcare services, for them to be able to access it. We join them in the journey through that process. So what we do is that we ensure that women, whether you experience domestic violence, you also, or you were raped,
you need to have the access. So the link of getting the access is what we do to ensure that the women are not left all alone. Some might not be aware that they're actually going through some health issues. Some even die as a result. So when they are checked, they see that some of them already have diseases and all of that. So what we do is to refer them to a proper center, because we have sexual assault referral centers everywhere, and they are supposed to be checked for free. Because most people say, why should I even come out? But when we tell them about the dangers, if you do not even speak, it will affect you. And some children also might have gone through it, and it will have affected them that may not be aware of. So what we do is to create that opportunity for them to have access to the health services available. We work with the Ministry of Health as well, and so it's very key for us that once we know that a child has experienced this, we find a way to link up services so that the child can get support.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for her. So these are the kind of comments we hear, and imagine that the efforts of the organization we represent is scaled to cover every potential woman across the nation. Where we struggle actually is some of these efforts are never enough, either as a result of inability to demand as appropriate, so maybe lack of awareness, or the fact that you don't even have capacity to scale, those kind of efforts. But again, we thank you for all of the work we're doing, and we wish you all the best as you move forward. And please, a round of applause once again for us. I would also like to call on Madam Tola Ajayi, and a topic is my best. She's a gynecologist. She's focused on fertility and sex talk, right? Counseling and reproduction. So not a gynecologist. So this is the one talk that again is important, especially for different cadres in terms of demographics for women. Again, you will want to consider the girl child, you will consider the teenage girl, you will consider the adolescent, and also of course women that are grown and also possibly advancing towards menopause. What do you have for us? How do you think we should best approach this topic as a nation as we consider health and wellness in women? Over to you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. First of all, I want to say that I work as a fertility, sex, and relationship counselor. But again, I have a group of women that I speak to almost on a daily basis. Over 20,000 in the group. So I'm not going to limit my talk on just fertility, because fertility is we all want to have kids, but again, maybe we are not all going to have kids. But one thing that I also want us to notice, we said health for all by the year 2000. Where are we as a nation? That was the first question. Where are we? 24 years after, we are still on the same spot. And it's just rather unfortunate because the commissioner is no more here. Sometimes when I'm in a gathering like this, I wonder what the purpose is. Who are we addressing? All of us who are seated here will probably have access to healthcare. But again, if I ask you, when last did you check your blood pressure? When last did you check your blood sugar? If I have to ask everyone, just answer that within yourself. Now, health for all by the year 2000, we're still nowhere. We're still nowhere. Unfortunately, the government is not just thinking about the people. I am passionate about women. In the last 20 years, that's what I've been doing. Fertility, now the foundation. The foundation came because when my marriage got to 30 years, I said, okay, I think I need to start talking to women about marriage. Because on social media, you see a lot of people, get married, 3 months, they are divorced. 6 months, they are divorced. We can't just live together. Why? Why did you get married in the first instance? Now people now get married again, they want kids, they cannot have kids. Why? Maybe because of past mistakes, or maybe because they're not just compatible. Why do you do that? So when we talk about infertility, what is the government doing about this? What information are they giving to people? Why is baby factory booming in Nigeria and nobody is talking about that? People need kids. They want children. Do they even know where to go to? They go to general hospitals, the doctor sees them, hold on to them, continue to give them clomid, even when they don't need clomid. Clomid is abused in Nigeria. That's one drug that is very, very abused. If you ask all the women, they tell you about clomid. Why do people take clomid? Because you want to ovulate. You want your eggs to be released and sperm to meet with the eggs for you to be able to get pregnant. That is the purpose of clomid. But when your tubes are blocked, even if you release the eggs, you cannot get pregnant. So why are people not talking about blocked tubes? Why is everyone on social media talking about herbs that will unblock the tubes, when we know that that is not true? People have fibroids. Someone will tell you that if you take herbs, your fibroids will be removed. That's not true. A lot of times, I read a lot of things on social media that if you take banana, if you take milk, banana and milk together with something else, I've forgotten, no, it's not, I think maybe it's magnesium something, I've forgotten, that you're going to get pregnant. How is that going to make you pregnant? But the government is not talking about this. The government is not even thinking about the awareness that we need. We need a lot of awareness on so many things, not just on fertility. We need awareness about our health generally. I remember one time, somebody gave us some blood pressure machine to give out to people. And one woman was on my neck, please, Olori, give me this, give me, I need it, I have high blood pressure. And she was given. A month after, I just followed her up. How is your blood pressure? She said she doesn't have money to buy drugs. I said, are you kidding me? Why did you take the blood pressure machine? Why don't you just ask for money to buy drugs? The money for the machine was about 12,000 at that time. That money can buy you drugs that will last you for a whole year. So why did you take the blood pressure machine? You just want to check and know that your blood pressure is 160, 110. And then what? And then what? Nobody is talking about all these things. The government is not doing anything. What are we doing as a community? What are we doing as Vanguard Women? Because this group that we have today, this meeting, is not supposed to be for us. It's supposed to be for the women out there. How are we going to get this information to them? They need awareness about how to manage their blood pressure. What is government doing? Nothing. People don't even know that you should check your blood pressure. When I put a question out there every time on the group, when last did you check your blood pressure? Somebody say, I've not checked mine. I've never checked it. And a lot of people are dying because of high blood pressure. People are dying because of high blood sugar, and nobody is looking in that direction. Fertility management is one. It's a pandemic. Baby factories everywhere. People will just come, oh, I got pregnant. I had a baby. Nobody saw the pregnancy. They are going to meet someone in Port Harcourt who is going to give them a baby or babies, and they will pay for that. They are not pregnant. They are not going to breastfeed. They'll just take the baby home. And for the men, what are you doing about that? Your wife is bringing a child home. You are not asking questions. She was not pregnant. How did she get the baby? Government is not doing anything about this, and it's becoming a problem. How are they getting those children? Some are actually putting some children in one place, some girls, and they'll have sex with them. They'll have a baby and sell it. In another few months again, she gets pregnant again. That's what they do. Baby factory everywhere. Or do you think they are stealing? Some are stealing babies, but a lot of times what they are doing is to put those girls somewhere as sex slaves. I was on Instagram, was it Yesterday, I saw one girl, they were speaking Igbo, but someone wrote it there and said, the girl is 12, and someone made her to be a sex slave, and as many as 12 men in a day would visit the 12-year-old girl. What is the government doing about this? Everything is on social media, but they are quick enough to run after Bobrisky. They are quick enough to run after, I don't understand the government. I don't understand what we're doing as a people.
Can we give her a round of applause? That conversation but I was grateful for you because yes, it's a myriad of very heartening and challenging situation. I like the fact that we've been bold enough to talk about some of them, and she's only just scratching the surface. That's the truth. Again, we are in a time when social media has helped us to bring a lot of these situations out, and it doesn't seem as if the older generation of government, as the case may be, is addressing it. Maybe because of the regulated circumstances or framework for social media. But it is there. I mean, these situations are there, impacting on our lives, on our socio-economic situations as an economy and as a nation, and it doesn't seem that we're doing much about it. But again, let's not leave here too sad. It is what it is, and we hope that we'll get out of it. But it's good that we're all challenged, and we all agree that we have big situations that we're dealing with, and we're not just sweeping them under the carpet. So a round of applause once again for her passion and for the work that she's doing. Unfortunately, the Honorable Minister is not here to take the message to the government. But again, maybe there are government representatives that are here. So if you are one, by all means, please take the message back to government, but also us as individuals. So it's not alone to push those responsibilities to government. In our individual capacity, when we know these ills, when we know these challenges, what are we doing? Are we speaking up? Are we addressing them? And so on and so forth. Now to my last question, just one more round, and it's to talk about work-life balance. So you're all looking, sitting pretty here. There's something balanced in your environment that must make you appear so gorgeous, and to be able to even do this for us. So I'd like to ask you, and I'd like to ask that from Madam Aderonke again. What helps you to make your life as a professional balance? What is the one thing you would like to talk to us about that you think you can relate it, many other upcoming younger women can learn from and can also have the kind of professional career or even better ones that you have? Over to you.
Okay, so I also want to put that I'm also a licensed social worker and a counselor trained. So what I do, what I actually told myself before I started very early at 13, and that was through YMCA, and I was a youth member, just a teenager then, and we were exposed to this humanitarian work. So I just fell in love with it. So I told myself that I wanted to help humanity, but of course, I didn't know the how, but I was able to get some knowledge, and I'm still learning. So how I'm being able to balance everything is that as a social worker, I interface a lot with children, and I work closely with the government, very closely, like I said. So they're doing a lot. To respond to what she said, for baby factories, it is very key that you all are mandated reporters. If you see anything around you, you have to say something. You can be anonymous. That's what we do as CSOs, as CPN. Once we get to know of any, we inform the government, we do the needful, and we bust those places. Across the state, they are busting many baby factories, but because the rate of people or women or families that need their children is actually high to the baby factory. So people are actually still looking for ways to scheme to get more babies, even though government is actually reducing it. But yet they are also scheming different ways to do this business. It's a business. So let's not go into that. But once you see anything or you notice anything around you, please let us know. It can be very anonymous. We're going to do something about it. But in Lagos State, I can tell you that has actually reduced. Because even as a teenager, if you're pregnant, you can walk to any of the social workers in the local government. Everywhere in Lagos State, man. I can tell you that on a daily basis, I receive several cases. So I've been able to balance it. When cases come to me, it's quite emotional, and that's why I have to get some knowledge. I went to do emotional intelligence and quite a lot of training, trauma management, vicarious trauma, and several other trainings or certification I had to do, because if I receive cases of a child, maybe like 3-year-old that was raped, that was defiled, that's the word, a child that was defiled, and I have a 3-year-old girl in my house.
You know, I asked you for work-life balance.
That's what I'm saying, that the work-life balance is that if I'm on the field and I'm seeing these cases, and I'm home, I have my own children, and I'm seeing them, it has its own effects. That's what I'm saying as vicarious trauma. It has its own effect on me. So I have to separate the work. When I'm going home, my phone is filled with so much cases. So when I'm home, I just put it aside. I said, this is family. So I give attention to my children, my husband, family, and also myself. That's why I said it's very important for women to go for trainings to get knowledge. There's self-care for every woman. It's very important. So I tell myself, after doing family thing, I also need to take care of myself. I relax with movie. Despite this kind of work I do, I ensure that I still take care of myself. So what you need to do is to separate work from family and from even your own personal me time. You also need to create time for yourself, because your mental health is very key. You need to know when you need to relax, enjoy, be happy, because that will help you to be able to move on. I'm young, but I can tell you that I've been in this job for over 17 years. And Timosi knows me from People to Care Foundation, you know me. So I started when I was young, but I've been able to say no, family, this side, education. I'm still learning. I'm doing another second master's degree, and I'm still trying to push ahead, and I'm trying to also balance things for myself, which is very key for me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. Be deliberate about it is what I hear the most. Be deliberate about separating your work, especially if you are in the development health. It's really quite demanding and emotional. I imagine what you have. But yes, you need to survive for your family, to be there for your children. So thank you for sharing that work-life balance experience. I'll go to Auntie Boso now. So your turn, ma.
Okay, I'd like to ask a question before I answer that question. While you were growing up, did your mom or your dad tell you anything about menopause? If you're here, your mom or your dad told you about menstruation. They didn't even tell us about menstruation. So in 2 minutes, I'd like to share my story and tell you I relate to work-life balance. 14 years ago, I didn't know my system was changing. I used to think that menopause starts at 51. And I have two fantastic boys. My second son looks so much like me, and I used to take the light in beating that boy. Well, people call it child abuse. I didn't see it as child abuse. When I get home, the boy will look at me, start stalking, and say, I'm going to get some bad request on the one. And I'll beat this boy. And I went on like that, And the boy had to ask his older brother, why does mommy hate me this much? Until one day when I got home, I'm always on heels, and I just got home. He said something, I just removed my heels, and I locked his door here, and I entered my room. For the first time, he didn't cry. And he came inside my room and said, my mommy, who was 9 years old, said, my mommy, you need help. And I thought to myself, I need help. Oh, okay, I need help. And the next thing I started, still in line with work-life balance. And immediately, for the first time as a pharmacist, you see that word depression I've never come across it. But you see, you go through some things in life. You don't see yourself. Or people around you they see you. And you see, when people talk to you, please calm down, think through your life, and act. So I took up my laptop, and I went through depression, 15 signs and symptoms. Out of 15 signs and symptoms, I was going through 13. And sincerely, I just went down, and I started crying. And the first thing that came to my mind as a pharmacist, this road to psychiatric hospital. And I thought to myself, how will I handle that? I can't
go to psychiatric hospital. And this is what most of us do. When we need help, we don't look for help. So I thought to myself, no, how can the woman...
No, please, I want to ask, if you drive yourself to Nigeria Psychiatric Hospital, what do you think will happen?
I mean, for 2 years, I had 5 branches of pharmacy. I lost everything. I had depression and I had memory loss. And I didn't go to the hospital. I sought after God, and that's what most of us will do. And over time, I kept reading and reading and reading. And one day, I was dressing up and I saw my womb change, started moving. And I thought I had fibroid cancer. And I went on my knees and I prayed. And I put myself on some antibiotics. And someone told me and said, why not change your lifestyle? I noticed that when I eat solid food, it wasn't digesting. Mind you, because I think I could help myself as a pharmacist. So I started changing my lifestyle. And I noticed that I stopped eating after 6. If I take a bath, come to your house and I take a bath, for 2 days my stomach will be like this. And then my stomach started getting big. And I kept reading. And for 3 months, I will walk from Anthony to Unilab every day. Because you said, because I knew that something was wrong with me. And I just had to face it. But I wasn't ready to go to the hospital for one doctor to tell me that I have something that I do not have. But I thought, let me change my lifestyle. And I lost a lot of weight. And I realized that I was feeling a lot better. And then, one day, I kept reading. I woke up with a keratinized skin. What I mean by keratinized skin, very scaly, dry, and itchy. And I said, no, God, you have to tell me what I'm going through. And one day, I discovered menopause. Wow. My body system has started to change. At 42, not 51. And I didn't cry. I didn't say, hey, menopause, it's not me. So I started looking for, getting information. Today, we have over 20,000 followers on Facebook. We have 4,000 people on WhatsApp every day that will counsel. People come into the pharmacy and they tell me, I've gone to this farm, I've gone to this hospital, I've gone to this hospital, there's no help. And I hold people's hand and I help them through. And while studying, and I realized that at younger age, I wish what I know today had known like 15 years ago. You know what it's called? Intermittent fasting?
Yeah.
I still struggle with my weight. Resistance exercises, you carry weights. I used to think it's for men. Now I do that. I walk 10,000 steps every day. You see, when you get to a certain level, a certain age, you struggle with your weight. It's part of menopause. And you do everything to go down, and it's just not going down. I can see 2 people smiling at me and saying, she's talking about me. What do you do? Start resistance exercise. And then, yes, build your muscles. Then go on fruits and vegetables. Then let me tell you another secret, ma'am, before you take it back. Write this down. Ginger, turmeric, black pepper. Blend everything together. Add hot water, sieve it. 5 meals of honey. It helps your menopausal symptoms and improves your metabolism. When I wake up then, because before I discovered this, when I wake up in the morning, I wake up with a lot of pain. Ginger, turmeric,
black pepper,
cloves,
black
honey,
pepper,
and then there's one more, black pepper.
cayenne pepper, black pepper.
Black pepper helps the absorption of this back thing. Memory loss is part of it. Cinnamon. Black pepper helps the absorption of cinnamon. You blend all this together morning and night. Try not to eat with 5 meals honey. Please, honey is very, very good for menopause management. But when it is too much and you have a history of diabetes, please, you have to stop it.
Let's give a round of applause for her. I was taking both of them that look at their skin, so they their skin, look at their skin. Right? Please a round of applause again for her. Madam Tola Ajay, over to you, ma'am.
Work-life balance. People ask me a lot, how do I balance my work? Because I'm very active. By the way, I'm 61. Very active. I have a lot of activities on social media. My work also is very, very demanding. And people ask me, how do you balance both? My children are grown. I have 4 beautiful grandchildren.
Can you give a round of applause for that?
From work to the house, I just do my thing. I'm very, very particular about my life. I do what pleases me. I take a lot of pictures. That is something that I cannot do without. You enjoy it? Oh, a lot of stuff. I color my hair. My last child is there, she's 22. I cut my hair before she was born, and I've been enjoying that. In the house, if I want to eat about in the morning, I will eat it. All what you have said about cloves, ginger, that's my routine daily. I take Zobo every night. I don't take sugar. I relax, watch a lot of comedy. Myself and my husband, because we are both home alone. So, a lot of comedy. We go to parties. I used to be a party freak, but since COVID, I stopped. I literally stopped. I'm just getting myself back. My mom passed away a few months ago. It really broke me. Even at 83, it broke me because we're so close. But I enjoy my life the way I want it. And I thank God for the husband I have. He will just be on his own. If he thinks that, okay, maybe you are going out of, he will just be looking at me. As long as I'm doing things that will please me, and that's it. So, intermittent fasting is good. Very good. It's something that we should cultivate the habit of. Just eat minimally, twice a day. So the idea is for you to eat at 12, and again eat by maybe 6, 7, or not more than 8 p.m. Then again until 12 midday. Take a lot of water, just relax. I can be on my phone. I have a lot of groups and I attend to them. People wonder how I do it. But in the comfort of my home, relaxing. So I'm not bothered. I don't worry about what people do out. Whatever you do with your life, it's yours. But my life is very important to me. Very, very important. And I don't want to die young. I'm just coming up. If I'm going on 62, it's just the beginning.
And that's good. So a round of applause for Madam. It's been a pleasure having all of you as panelists in this discussion. Women's Health Beyond the Rhetorics, and we've learned a lot from you, from what you think we should do as a nation going forward as far as women's health is concerned to work-life balance. I think even just talking about those hobbies and the things that you love to do. And I hear Madam Ajayi here, she enjoys herself. And for me, to also tell you, have fun. We've spoken a lot about some horrific stories, but we're still alive, and when you're alive, you must live. So my message to all of us is to find joy in the environment, find some peace, and live a little bit. Thank you very much. My name is Maurice Atoki. It's been a pleasure sharing this with you. Okay, 1 minute.
Just add something, please. I'm sorry for breaking protocol. In our environment, let us make an impact. Even if it's one person that you want to mentor, just be there for that person. Oh, how do you your blood pressure, you check your blood pressure. Even if you have to buy the machine for that person, if you have to buy the drug, hypertensive drugs are not expensive. Just pick someone in your locality. It may not be your friend, it may be a market woman, it may be the woman that you buy pepper from, and she's hypertensive. Just buy her drugs for the whole year. It won't cost you much. Some of these drugs are less than 1,000 naira for a month. So just be that person, the influencer in someone's life.
What a brand in this discussion. Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
organizers, do we have time?
Yes, so we've been asked to take comments and questions.
So we have 2 minutes for questions now.
Thank you very much. I've learned to speak out. Because there's a lot. I'm happy I came here. My name is Ege Adenike Shobaju. I rose to become Vice President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Wait, we have a lot of clapping coming. I'm 72 years old. And when our chairperson, she's left, when our chairperson sent the letter out, is Tyra nearby? Tyra is nearby, yes. When I read it, I think the third paragraph or something said it is for, I can't remember how it was put, for young ones, to mentor them and everything. And I looked at it and I said, young ones, what do I do? Maybe I'm not expected to be here. So luckily, her telephone number right under her letter, so I called her. She said, no, you can call. I said, fine. I'll just find a way to sit at the back, but today I find myself sitting in front because there's a lot that I've learned today. Health is wealth. I lost my 42-year-old daughter to cancer last year, November. If wealth would have returned her, I think she would have been here with us, but that's by the way, I'm trying to get my life back. Two things I would like to say. I don't know what time I have. Maybe I should quickly just address to Madam. Maybe I should address to you. I'm a Nigerian ambassador to a body that is osteogenesis imperfecta. That's a disease that affects an ailment. You don't want to call it disease. It's a condition that affects children at birth. My grandson, not a baby, the son of my late daughter, was born 9 years old. Right now, he's not working. So I got involved in this osteogenesis imperfecta, and we came in, brought in some wheelchairs, about 300, which we are sharing. From last Thursday, we're sharing another one this Thursday to those who have that condition. We got that from Britain. Got people to donate and everything, and to see the smiles and the joy on children who normally are calling or who cannot walk and all that. But the reason why I want to, for you to address is that you said when we have conditions, we should get in touch with you. You are the United Nations, and you could look at these issues. When we send somebody to the home that we're doing tomorrow, it's called Cold Memorial. We sent somebody because we're taking 20 wheelchairs there tomorrow, and we learned that they live in the died, and that the children who are there right now, some don't have clothes to wear, they're not feeding, and those who are taking care of them because the founder is dead, and that is a pathetic position in that place. When we there tomorrow, we have made arrangements to cook, give them food, have a party or something to say Mother's Day or something like that. Then my mind now went to you that I'm a media practitioner and I'd like to create awareness. We are trying to see what we can do, but I think that maybe you can come tomorrow or something or send something from your outfit to come and see that place and talk to the lives of these children. It's really perfect, very perfect. I think I should stop there because I'm getting everything like that.
Please, in a minute, so I can get one more person.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. It's midday already. My name is Margaret Adeomo. I'm a member of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. publicity head and leader of the Okay. Okay, so my